5:21:56 is the mark held by Francine Niyonsaba of Burundi. Set that record back in 2021. And there is the aforementioned Jessica Hall, who will go after that record. And that big smile even brighter after that performance in Paris. 27 years of age. Heather McLean of the United States in the field, along with Corey McGee. There's Ciara McGeehan of Ireland, the European champion at 1,500 meters in Rome back in early June. Talked about McGee, that breakthrough performance for her, finishing 5th in that fabulous Olympic trials final at 1,500 meters, 3:57:44. Guillemot of France, 25-year-old, and she was the bronze medalist in Rome in that European championship. Lucia Stafford of Canada and Fernandez of Uruguay. LED lights attached to the inside rail that can be adjusted based on requested pacing, and the pace here is for that world record, 5:21:56. Jessica Hall going to take a stab at that. She will get the help of those wave lights, but as well, a couple of pace setters will move out to the front in the early going. Esther Guerrero of Spain and fellow countrywoman Lorena Martin, as they will go to the front here in the early going. All back in 4th to begin, and Heather McLean of the U.S. there in 3rd, but already that pace circling, and then that triple jump that's going on interior there. You saw the splash of the sand then going out onto the track as the women ran by. The pace setter out here in the early going as they go single file on this first lap of the 2,000-meter distance. Guerrero, McLean, and then Hall, McGeehan, and Stafford. Come through the first lap at about 63 seconds. Asking for about 2 minutes and 40 seconds at 1,000 meters, and then the target at 1,500 meters is that classic standard by which we judge an elite level 1,500 meter runner, which is right at 4 minutes, and that's easily obtainable as it relates to what Jessica Hall did in Paris, as she ran 3:50:83 in Paris to set a new personal best by more than 5 seconds. All there in 4th. McLean in 3rd. Still McGeehan. See Corey McGee now up among the leaders, back there in 6th position. As they come up to 800 meters. And 3 laps to go, 64:20 on that last lap. We'll get to the far side of the track and get that 1 kilometer split. They're looking for 2:40. So again, the time on the clock we're looking for at the finish of this race, 5:21:56, as McLean, working that pace-setting duty just as long as she can go, has now got Jessica Hall in full stride, and she's got the lights next to her as she comes to the line with the bell lap. Needs another sub-64 lap to get the record. And the crowd sensing the history opportunity now as she heads down the backstretch for the final time. You see the record now on the screen. That green light now losing the race against Jessica Hall as she puts her head down and starts to grind out these last 200 meters. The world record is 5:21:56 into the home stretch. Fresh off a lifetime best at 1,500 meters last week. The former Oregon Duck, the Australian Jessica Hull, breaks the world record in the women's 2,000 meters, and that gets a high five from Prince Albert from the stands. A great job by the pace setters up front, including Heather McLean, who took it as far as she could go, about 1,500 meters, and then left the work for Jessica Hull. Used those lights. Well, let's be honest, not very long. She got ahead of them and never looked back. The lights didn't have a chance on this day in Monaco, as Jessica Hull, the fastest ever at 2,000 meters. First sub 5:20 performance in history, 5:19.70. And that big smile across the finish line. Lots of area records under her ledger, but now can add world record holder.